2027 quarterback recruit Elijah Haven has been a fast riser. Stay tuned to find out why he's currently the number one quarterback in this class. Ryan, Elijah Haven in his sophomore year is coming off of an insane state championship performance, 453 yards and 4 total touchdowns. He took over. He's taken over so far, and it flashes all over his film why he's currently the number one quarterback recruit on 247. What stands out to you about Elijah Haven?
He looks like Vince Young, doesn't he? Like everything about him is just like Vince Young when he was out of Texas, and that's the very good, and then that's also some things that will obviously need to continue to get better as he's only about to enter his junior year. So like this is a kid that has a long runway of development. But Joe, I mean, at his age, he's 6'5", 215 pounds, probably runs somewhere in the 4.5s, maybe 4.6 flat. He has a strong arm that can touch every level of the field. Like, this kid has it all from just like a physical perspective. Are there some things that need to get better as far as a little more loose as a thrower, maybe not as mechanical, like those types of things? Sure. But at the end of the day, you can't teach 6'5", 215 at his age. It's going to be 230 plus pounds easy. You can't teach the athleticism, and you can't teach the arm strength. Like, this kid has every tool in the toolbox to be a dynamic player on the college level.
It's always really funny when there's a quarterback recruit that is his size. A lot of times, like, you'll see the D tackles or the edge rushers, the offensive tackles, and you're like, oh, that dude is so much bigger and stronger than everybody else. But whenever you have a quarterback that looks like he's a junior in college, like he already looks built, like he's been around the college game for a period of time, that's going to help him maybe play early on in his career if he chooses to go somewhere that's willing to throw him into the mix. I agree that there's some things that he needs to refine, but we're talking about a kid who was just a sophomore who had over 400 total yards in a state championship game. The ceiling is incredibly, incredibly high, especially if we look at who he is athletically. He averaged in basketball this year 12.7 points per game, 9.4 rebounds, and 4 assists. This man is dominant as hell on the basketball court too, which is always something I love to look at for translation for how he's going to play in football.
Well, and I was going to say that for people that just kind of want to do their own research here, when you Google Elijah Haven huddle, you're going to be taken to his page. And if you hit the most recent tab on there, you're going to see some plays, obviously, from the season, long touchdown throws, big touchdown runs, but then you're going to see a lot of his high school highlights most recently, right? So I would spend some time just watch him how athletic he is on the basketball court. Because one thing that took me off guard, Joe, is that he looks like he's a big kid, obviously, and there's a couple runs that he has of highlights where it doesn't look like he's moving incredibly fast, but then he just keeps killing angles, right? Where you're just like, this kid's a long strider, right? Like he's got that long gait to him, and he just chews up grass in a hurry. So I think all those things together, this is an extremely athletic kid that plays at a good level too in the state of Louisiana. I mean, it's not quite Georgia, Texas, but it is still a high level of football down in SEC country, and he is already being pursued by pretty much every great college in the collegiate ranks. But overall, this kid has every tool that you want, and he has the ability to eventually be a number one overall draft pick, probably.
Quick background on him. He's currently the number one quarterback recruit on 247 Sports, number one recruit in the state of Louisiana, and nationally is the number one recruit. Obviously, quarterbacks tend to carry a lot more weight from Dunham School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I'm sure that there is going to be a driving force for him to end up playing in the South when his final commitment comes in for his signing day, which is a ways away. Haven, though, man, he has the potential to stick at the spot. We know that when that final ranking comes in for the senior year going in, like we just saw with the 2026 class, there's a lot of reshuffling. I feel like there's not going to be much reshuffling with Elijah Haven, and he's going to stick where he's at.
Well, I've seen a lot of 2027 quarterbacks because that's always the first position that people kind of tend to look at in recruiting classes. And I have seen some good quarterbacks. I have not seen a kid that is as talented as Elijah Haven. So anything can change. Players will develop. Players will progress at a high rate. But right now, I'm willing to say that Elijah Haven is the most talented quarterback in the 2027 class that I've seen, and it's by a pretty considerable margin.
Folks, comment below, where do you want to see Elijah Haven play? Hit that like button and subscribe. We'll talk to you later.